Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra Podcast, a 10-minute show for the gardener on the go. This show is dedicated to the home gardener who wants to grow more or have never grown at all. I'm your host, Joey Baird, along with my co-host and wife,
Holly Baird.
We are on the website, thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com. You can go there to find more content about organic gardening. That's all we do here. As well as you can find our weekly YouTube show we put out each and every Tuesday to help you and show you some ways to grow vegetables easier and cheaper. As well as you can find us on YouTube, and you can put in the search bar, The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener, and you can find our shows there and go to our channel. Or if you want a specific address, it is
With Veggie Gardeners, so it's youtube.com/With Veggie Gardeners.
And we're on other social media sites, such as our Facebook page, Wisconsin Vegetable Gardeners. So this show is dedicated to the home gardener who wants to grow more.
Right.
And this show is sponsored by
DollarSeed.com, where you can find organic seeds, vegetables, or flowers
and herbs
for just $1 a pack.
Go to DollarSeed.com. They're running a special for the December month, and they have over 150 varieties of vegetables, flowers, and herbs.
And it's 20% off.
20% off. And that's DollarSeed.com. We appreciate their sponsorship for the program this week. So we're going to talk about planting in 2013. It's cold now. You may not want to think about it, but it's time to start thinking about what you're going to plant next year. As we know, the grocery prices are not going to get any cheaper, and it relies on our shoulders to provide for our family. And the more stuff you grow, the cheaper it's going to, more money you're going to have in your pocket.
Right.
So what do you want to plant? Well, you want to start with the basics. If you've never grown vegetables before, it's not as overwhelming as you may think it is. But you can grow your vegetables and your herbs and save you a lot of money. So what do you want to grow? You want to grow the basics, and that would be tomatoes, cucumbers, green beans. Let's start with those.
Well, you want to also think about what you're going to eat. If you don't like green beans, then don't grow green beans unless you maybe have a family member that you know will enjoy them and you have the space.
Right.
So if you're limited on space, think about what you're going to use.
Right, and tomatoes, if you like tomatoes can be grown in a container, in a raised bed, or in traditional ground garden. Now, you have multiple of mediums that you can grow in. Now, it really, if you have space in the ground to grow your vegetables, that's great. If you don't have space and all you have is a balcony, you can grow at least something on the balcony. Or if you have raised beds, that's another great alternative to growing vegetables. So let's look at if you were going to plant tomatoes. And let's say you have traditional ground garden. Last year in our garden, I think we had somewhere around 20 varieties of tomatoes. Now, there's over 7,500 available on the market today worldwide. So how do you decide which tomatoes, or specific what type of either carrots or green beans or cucumbers you should grow in your area? Well, you want to grow what grows best in your area. For example, if you are in the southeast Texas, for example, and it's hot and dry a lot of the portion of the year, you want to find and try to grow a tomato that is heat and drought tolerant. If you're in the Pacific Northwest where you're kind of cool and damp, you want a tomato that is compatible to those environmental changes. Here in Wisconsin, we like to grow a Wisconsin 55. It's a heirloom tomato that grows well here.
Right, and maybe you know that you're going to buy tomatoes specifically, obviously to eat, but you want to make a lot of sauce. So you might want to grow something like a Roma tomato or a San Marino tomato, something that is more meaty, less seeds and more meaty, so that you have the extra flesh to make the sauce. And
then there's many different colors of tomatoes you can purchase as well, and that's totally up to you. But you want to try to grow a vegetable or vegetables that is conducive to the area that you live.
Right.
You don't want to try to grow a palm tree in central Wisconsin. It's not going to work. You want to try to grow your vegetables that are accustomed to the area you live. So we've talked about tomatoes. That's a different couple of things there. Cucumbers, you can grow lemon cucumbers. You can grow green cucumbers. You can grow Asian cucumbers. Again, you want to do your research and find out what is best suitable for the area and, the space that you have. Now, you might say, okay, cucumbers, I can't grow cucumbers. I don't have a garden, and I know they're a viney plant. Well, you can grow cucumbers. We've grown them in a self-watering container with a cage around them on our porch. If you go to our YouTube channel and search for growing food when you have no ground, you can scroll somewhere in there. And we talk about this self-watering container that we created, and we grew our lemon cucumbers in. Lemon cucumbers are basically what it sounds like. They're a yellow cucumber that looks like a lemon, but they are a much sweeter tasting or a better tasting cucumber than what you would think the green ones would taste.
I think they're more refreshing, but also they're not good for pickling. So if you're planning on pickling cucumbers or using them for pickling purposes, you want to then grow pickling cucumbers.
And the lemon cucumbers are good for eating right straight in salads or just naturally as like an apple, just as a snack.
Right.
Green beans are another thing you can grow relatively easy in a pot or in a raised bed or traditional ground garden. And there's a variety of green beans that you can grow. You can grow pole beans, which that is, if you're in limited amount of space, pole beans would probably be the decision you would want to go with because they are able to trellis up. They grow up if you have a cage or a fence. Bush beans are simply what they are. They grow in a bush.
Yeah, so those are some good things that and beans, pole beans or bush beans, you can can those, and you can make dilly beans and all that good stuff with those.
Now, if you don't can, and you don't have the tools needed for canning, you can still preserve them by blanching them and freezing them.
Yes.
So just because you don't have a water bath canner or a pressure canner, there's no reason why you can't store it because you can dehydrate some of these items as well as blanch them and freeze them. And blanching meaning you boil them for a short period of time.
Like parboil.
Yeah. Put them in ice water to stop the cooking process, and then you bag them up and freeze them. So we want to plan for planting in 2013, and we want to think about, yes, we always want to experiment for our gardeners that garden on a regular basis. You always want to experiment with new varieties of plants, but you want to stick with the traditional ones because you know they were going to grow good. You know that, orange, your red scarlet carrots are always going to grow good. You know that your certain tomatoes are going to grow better than others, and that's why we recommend growing a variety of different types of tomatoes or green beans or peppers, for example, because one may be more tolerable to the conditions that your garden goes through this year compared to last year.
Right. And maybe you want to try something new and you don't have a lot of space, then just try one new thing, or maybe it's something that you can grow inside.
Herbs in a window.
Yeah, herbs in a window. Maybe you're not familiar with like lemon balm and you want to grow some lemon balm and you have a purpose for it, or lavender, what have you. Just, try growing your herbs inside. We grow herbs inside year round and it's real convenient. We just made some soup the other day. I had the parsley right there, ready to go. And I was able to throw that in the soup.
Now you want to, if you're going to grow herbs in the window, you want to have a sunny window, preferably a south-facing window where you can get your maximum amount of sunlight for those plants to properly photosynthesize. And you'll just have to look around your house if you have an area where you get more sunlight than others. If you have a sun room or a sun porch, that is an excellent location as well. So we encourage you, if you've never grown vegetables before or haven't started a garden, this year would be the best year to start because things aren't getting any cheaper and there's a lot of resources available out there for helping you get started, such as dollarseed.com. Every pack of seeds is only $1. It's a great resource for it. And there's other things that you can grow in your garden, whether you have a ground garden, container garden, or raised beds. You can grow carrots in a container. We've seen this multiple times. Carrots grow great in a container. Potatoes can grow in a container, or a reusable polypropylene grocery bag. That it works as well. We have an episode on that as well. So again, we're running short on time because it's a 10-minute show for the Gardener on the Go. We've all got things to do. This show is brought to you by
dollarseed.com, organic seeds, herbs for vegetables, herbs, flowers for just $1 a pack. And you can find out more about us on our website conveniently. We have everything there, which is thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.
And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can send us an email, and it's very simple to remember our email address. It's thewisconsinvegetablegardener@hotmail.com. Again, I'm your host, Joey Baird.
And I'm Holly Baird.
And we are thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.